Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back on June 12th, Friday. We had to digest some things over the last couple of days, Tuesday and Thursday. FPHL had their expansion draft Tuesday and their dispersal draft Thursday. Andy, thoughts?
Crazy time in the Fed. All these new teams coming in definitely gave us a good shakeup. Thinking that we might see the end of a dynasty, a couple strong teams build off of both of these. Couple of crazy, unexpected one that had a lot of fans talking, and it was a good one. I mean, it went just about how I expected. Some teams lost some key players in the roster, and it's going to be a fun year in the Fed. 26-27 season is going to be a blast, that's for sure.
And the thing of it, sorry about that, folks. I'm going through my notes on Facebook. So, yeah, it's one of those things that it was weird because we had each team was allowed to lose 4 guys, pretty much 4 guys. Mid-South picked up everyone from the Black Bears. Tyson Kirkby went there. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Captain leaving his throne there in Binghamton. He was a dominant force there. But with his departure, I really think that there's a plan in place. The right people are going to be put in charge. Captain Kirkby there wouldn't leave the ship unless it was in stable water.
Yeah. Then everyone picked up a good core of people, a good solid base of people. Like Frenzel Falcons, they picked up Austin Albright, Connor McAnanima, Alec Jamayoff, so on and so forth. But they also picked up a goalie from Port Huron, Dyson Skinner. What do you think of that?
He didn't get much of a shot here in Port Huron. We picked him up late. It was a good grab. Definitely a needed one at the time. Something to get to know maybe the former team that he came from. I know they threw a lot of shade on his name, but it does not do Dyson Skinner justice. He is a solid goaltender. They've definitely got a dominant force between the pipes with him. Connor McAnanima, we've seen he came back down from the SP last year to rejoin the Black Bears for the playoffs. Yes, they weren't so sure on their dominator, Dominic Tomei, but he clearly prevailed and brought them to a championship, which he gladly earned. It's crazy. The Falcons, I believe, they picked up 3 goaltenders, didn't they, Richard? Yes, they did. Which you don't usually see that happen in a draft like that. They loaded heavy between the pipes. So that was a big shocker to me with that happening on Tuesday. But that's good trade bait, good way to get a good couple key players. They did grab great solid goaltending. I know the Prowlers also lost Bailey Huber. That was goalie 2 there all year long. He tremendously grew throughout the season. That is a big loss for us here in Port Huron. Went up to Minnesota. See how that goes up there. Obviously, that is his home state. So maybe that's something he wanted behind the scenes. Hey, leave me open. Maybe the Northern Lights grab me and I can be closer to home. We just never know. The behind the scenes stuff in these drafts, they have the fans questioning. I know I'll touch base on it now. I know I'm probably going on order on how we wanted to do this, but
yeah, because I would have left the big one for last, if you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, know what? Yeah, let's deter that for right now. Go ahead, Richard. I'm gonna let you take over.
Like you said, Bailey went back to Minnesota. Home, like people, if you don't know, we did the interview with Bailey Huber on Thumb Fed Talk. He's on here. Go check him out. It tells him his story of being in Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes. So, birthplace of hockey, some say. Who knows? Then
definitely a dominating force of the hockey world. That's hockey. We might have Hockey Town, Detroit, but that's Hockey State there in Minnesota. But Michigan is a close second.
Then then we lost one of our college kids, Justin Jamer, to Oceanside, California. I mean, we knew, like, okay, yeah, it sucks. Young college kid. Maybe I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know.
And
I can't really.
just taking a stab in the dark there with these college boys. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's lots of room for growth, lots of room for grooming them to play in your style of hockey. So he was going to be a good fit on any team that he went to. It would have been nice to see him in a Prowlers jersey again with his dominance. Obviously, that tremendous fight there in the Blue Ridge series that just had the crowd hyped. I walked in the middle of that, and that was amazing. I mean, the kid has hands, and it's a good talent to have. I mean, he played great for us the time that he was here. So we'll never know what his full potential was here in Port Huron. But once again, we are in the off season. Lots of moves can be made. Another wonderful person runs the Power Play Post show. Bob Howard stated this earlier. I see a lot of fan bases out there saying, "Oh, welcome to Binghamton, welcome to Port Huron, welcome to Monroe, all that." It's not time yet. I mean, these players are not under contract yet. Yes, they drafted them. That just means these teams own their rights, and I am quoting Bob Howard on this. So yes, technically we have them right now, but until they ink a contract, which most of the time is we sign them to a PTO. That way, during training camp, let's say they don't work out for us, we have the ability to move them. They ain't inked for an actual standard player contract yet.
And then the big one that some of us wasn't expecting, the big one that shocked Port Huron. It really did. It shook Port Huron to its core,
But yep,
and
the fan
some of
base
us,
went crazy.
some of us were saying, "What are you guys doing? How? Why?" Probably some of us broke their TV. Who knows? But Jamie Bussell, he got called, Stockton, California. You and I both agreed. Oh God, why? I don't know what's going on, and we're freaking out for a minute. But some of us said, "Wait, wait, take a deep breath. Something's going to happen, right?"
Right. And yesterday, it definitely did. I was sitting, me and Richard had the pleasure to go to the sponsorship dinner yesterday for the Prowlers. And shut up, Drew. Sorry. Son's piping in over here with a big smile. Um, we had the pleasure to go there, but as I was waiting for the dinner to start, they announced a trade, and we received Jamie back out of that. Yes, we did lose. Who did we lose again, Richard?
Alexander Ray.
Another dominant force, big kid, solid hockey player. He performed well on the time of the Prowlers. Another one of them unknowns. But at that point, you need that presence of a pro. You need Jamie Bussell in your lineup. I applaud Matt Graham, Chris Paul, and Alex Johnson for making this trade happen to bring back our assistant captain. That just shows, folks, that in this time of the year, there's a master plan in everything. He was left off the list for a reason. We knew, in my eyes, I think we knew we'd get him back. I have faith in the program that the Prowlers are running. The people that are wearing the suits on that place, the bench boss, the GM, they know what they're doing. Got to trust the process, folks. I know the immediate hate and
The thing of it is that
it was ungodly. You guys went nuts. I mean, don't get me wrong. I even reached out to Jamie and said, "Hey, man, it was great having you. We'll see you again soon." And lo and behold, Matt Graham prevailed.
And then the evidence is like, okay, that happened on Thursday night, just dispersal draft, obviously. But they picked up John. I'm gonna slaughter his name. I'm sorry, John Kagagan or whatever. I'm sorry, dude. I suck at names. And
Yeah.
Ross Butler
Yep.
and Ross Bartlett.
But
So like we
Ross,
traded John and Alexander to Stockton, and we picked up Ross Bartlett. I think that's pretty good. I think
yep.
that kid. I mean, I saw some of his numbers. That's pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
I don't
Bart,
really
Bartlett
go
being
down
this
that
is another
rabbit
great
hole quite
addition to
yet.
the Prowlers, but once again, we're a unique brand here in Port Huron. We run a tough training camp. Nobody else in the the Fed runs a training camp like Grammer and Paulie and Johnny. It builds the team spirit right off the rip. It gets them boys closer and closer. It's a good thing to see. So with us having that selective core that we like and that good room guys, the guys that'll put their body on the line for the next guy next to him, the brotherhood that's built in that locker room. There's precision with every move we make. And for you guys that haven't figured that out yet, trust the process. I used to be a big doubter. I've got to know a little bit more. A lot of people have enlightened me on some of the moves, and of course, having conversations because that's the joy of the Fed. You get close contact with the GMs, the owners, and all that. You get a little bit more insight to the behind the scenes stuff and why moves are made certain ways. Coming from me, you can take my word. I know I'm usually the chirper, the smart ass of the group, but if you trust this process that's in place here with our staff, they only mean the best for Port Huron. Whether it's losing your favorite player or trading them back, trading for another player to get them back in 2 days, they're going to do the right thing for our team, and it's going to perform at the highest capability. And I leave you speechless there, Richie.
Yeah. No, my screen kind of went black. I mean, router's right behind me, so I don't know. Like I always say, we could put a man on the moon, but we can't have good internet. It really pisses me off. I'm sorry, folks, but it does. You're trying to put a product out there, and this keeps acting up, and people, it's mind-boggling. All I
Yeah,
gotta say. But yeah,
it's crazy.
if you get close enough,
Technology is a crazy thing.
if
Look,
you
we'll
get
even go to
close
this
enough,
though.
and you under
Go ahead. Go ahead, Richard.
go on,
No, I was just saying it's
you get
look at the
close
amazing
enough.
product that Will and Brady put on, and we still had a little bit of technical difficulties there at the draft itself. It's technology. We roll with what we got. We put out the best product we can. We hope we engage the fans. But I'm going to kick it back to you, Richard, because you were going on to the hockey subject instead of giving some flowers and showing that the technical difficulties can be even at the top of the food chain, not just us little guys sitting in our living rooms and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, again, he reverberated on this. You get close enough, and you build that camaraderie with players, coaches, GMs. You get to know the backstory. You get to know a little bit behind the scenes, and you kind of itch your head like, is this guy fooling me? And a week later, 2 weeks down the road, what he just told you comes to light, and you're like, oh boy, this guy was right. It's interesting. We could sit here, we could talk all day about these notes, this teams. I mean, mind you, folks, there was what, 6 of them?
Yep.
5 teams that drafted players to get their core going. It's awesome to see that fans are getting involved. Now we have a draft. Next year we're going to have an even bigger draft, and it's going to be awesome to see what happens in the next 6 months to 3 years down the road with the FPHL. Do we evolve or do we fall? I hope you and I will both agree we will evolve to be primo.
Oh, 100%. Uh, each year the Fed continues to grow, whether it be teams or just like even like how they present themselves, the transparency that we're starting to see. I know like a lot of people were mad we didn't get to see protected lists and stuff like that. You never know. In a couple of years, we could go back to be seeing those. I know previously in the Fed we did get to see those, but it's going to go full circle. We're going to continue to evolve and have a better product each time, each year. I think behind the scenes stuff that I'm sure is happening is only going to be bettering our product, whether it be another three teams in Cali or a team Missouri or you just never know. That's the good thing about growth. We're still a pretty young league. If they say 15 years old, yeah, you're seasoned. No, you're not. You're still learning. For God's sakes, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we'll never know happening.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of stuff that they're very transparent about. I mean, like this year, having that board of governors now to run through and make sure that the rules are being followed properly, all the stuff, all the ducks are in the row to ensure that everything's up to par is another great move forward. Officiating, hopefully that continues to grow. I know there's lots of things we can do to do that. I mean, visa wise, we who knows what we could see. I mean, yes, we're rough on the officials. We got to remember they're out there doing a job that they can only see so much. You pay what you pay for is what you get. Is what I'm pretty much trying to say here. And
Mm-hmm.
eventually we could see that even grow. I'm sure because this league's starting to get more recognized. Obviously, the SP's on notice with us as well. We do put on a solid product, and never know. One day we could even surpass the SP.
Yeah, I really
I know
think eventually.
I know there's a lot of doubters there. I mean, PD fans, I know they're high and mighty right now because they went and joined the SP. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. That's one thing that a lot of people got to realize here. Yes, it's semi professional hockey. We're A League teams right now. And yeah, obviously some people can joke around and call us beer league, but to hear that from somebody that just moved to the SP and calling the Fed beer league is just blasphemous. Are you kidding me? You were just here, and for us being a beer league and your team fell, I guess we're not so beer league at that point. If you would have won it, would you have felt the same way? The saltiness on a lot of that fan group there right now is just hilarious to me. I'm not bashing ownership. If you want to try to move up and see what your team can do in another league, more power to you. Follow the proper channels. Athens did it. Ain't nobody salty about Athens. Athens ain't out there talking crap every day. So that's what makes me laugh about that is watching people sit there and talk their crap about moving. Oh, we're moving up. This is beer league. But hey, man, do it the right way, and we wouldn't be sitting here looking like you just took your ball. No, I'm gonna go home now.
and and I hear okay, PD went up to the SP. Okay, we're all gonna. I have to beat this drum. And Bob Howard says it the best. Yes, Bob, I'm giving you your flowers. Please take them because you say the best. When people go on the keyboard warriors jocking along, well, the Bears should go to the SP or the ECHL. Okay, okay. Here's my argument to you. Do you have $750,000 laying around
And why would they leave a league that
to
they're
make that
dominating
move?
in?
Like,
Why would you leave a
I mean,
league when you
yeah,
just
they're
had
a juggernaut.
dynasty?
Exactly.
That's crazy. You continue to bring the profit in. You
Mm-hmm.
continue to keep your fan base excited, engaged. Now, I will say this: with the way the draft went, the Binghamton dynasty might be in a little bit of danger. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is where I'll give Sherwood his flowers. He is a smart coach, whether he stays or not, because that seems to be a hot topic over there in Binghamton. They don't know if Brant Sherwood's going to hang around.
Yeah.
That'll be an interesting thing. But even at that point, that that engagement from Brant will always be there. The style that Brant had it, that's gonna forever live down in Binghamton to where this is the style you should do. Because I mean, You copy a dynasty. You got to build around certain people, a certain style of play. Yeah, then you tweak it and make it your own and try to make it better, which it's a good possibility. Any team can do it. You put the right people in
Mhm.
power on the boardroom there, you're gonna go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, the hot topic is, oh, Brent Sherwood's not going to be coach. Okay, let's play. Let's go a little deeper down the rabbit hole. They say Brent Sherwood is the coach of Binghamton again, and he goes on to win his fourth cup with shambles. Like, oh boy, like unpack that. Then yes, we hear talk about Port Huron, but let's touch on that. It's like if Brent Sherwood leaves, okay, yeah, the dynasty may fall, but what happens if he stays, brings in a core guys in, and he goes on to win his fourth cup? Like that's going to be a head scratcher. We won't know.
Anything can happen in the Fed. That's for sure.
I
Takes
mean,
a
look,
couple
I
good
mean,
roster moves. And you bring in a juggernaut, and you're done. They bring
you got
back
Mid South,
exactly bad again.
and you got Mid South that got Kirkby, Cameron Chaboni, Emerson Emery. That's three Black Bears right off the top, and the head coach is Mac Jansen. So I mean, yeah, but
He,
then you got
he-
teams. Go on.
no, go ahead. Continue with
Then
what
you
you were
got
saying.
teams that are. And you got teams that are part of the dispersal draft, and you got teams that are falling apart, and you got players that are going to other teams. Like I'm going to say it again, Ross Bartlett. I don't know anything about the guy, but I think he's going to have a good role in Port Huron if he stays.
I would have to agree. I mean, anybody, like I say, anybody that's brought into our locker room, they're brought there for a reason. They're brought there for whether, I'll even word it this way. Who knows? That could be trade bait. We don't know. The master plan is up left to the guys in the suits and us as fans. You have to trust the process. Do I think he would be a great addition to keep on board? Oh, 100%. But there's also a few people that I've seen that would also be a great addition to Port Huron. Not going to name any names. I hope to see one of them in the Prowlers uniform here soon. To me, I think it would be a great addition. It'd be a tremendous, tremendous addition to the squad.
And like I'm going to read, like Port Huron did a little their news article about what happened Thursday and everything like that. Okay, this is a little stint they said about Bartlett. 5 year is a 5 year FPHL pro who split last season between the Breakers and Baton Rouge Zydeco. He finished career high 39 points in 50 games. 7 of his 17 goals, that's a pretty high number, coming on the power play. The 27-year-old played 27-year-old has played for 7 FPHL teams, including 2 previous stints in Port Huron. He has 113 points in 145 career FPHL games. I mean, they were pretty decent numbers.
Yes, sir. I have to agree there. Now, real quick, obviously, I just took a little look at our chat. Our other two colleagues are stuck at work today. So just want to say hi, Justin. Hi, Rick. Hope you guys are enjoying work right now. Had to touch base on it right now. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to break what we were just talking about and give a big update for something. Through some due diligence of Justin, we have got a hold of Mr. Joe Pace again. He is not going to be Joe No Show this time, from what I hear, ladies and gentlemen. We have him Sunday, 4 p.m. Tune in. We got Pacer. That is a great thing. We're very much looking forward to having Joe Pace on. Going to be a great time, and I can't wait.
And maybe if he's up to it, maybe he can divulge why he missed our last show. That's only up to Joe Pace to tell us why he wasn't available. But that's is up to. I mean, it's gonna be a good time with Mr. Joe Pace.
And Anthony, you are correct, sir. He did do amazing when we got him out of college. You know, at that time we were making a lot of roster moves. I think we should have hung on to him back then, but you know, some things happen in the Fed, and sometimes they'll come home. Maybe that's what this is. So I'm trying to watch a little bit of the wonderful
Yeah,
comments
it's
that we got
maybe.
going. We, we've been trying to get to that and keep the fan engagement in with that more now. So feel free to comment on it. I'll zoom in on it. Richard's got a little bit more easier access to see these. I'm doing it on my phone. I ain't gonna bull crap you. We're just when it's all of us, it's four guys talking Fed hockey. We're doing what we can with, and we try to bring the best product we can to you to keep you guys fed with the Fed.
And if I don't touch on your question, I do apologize. I may glance over and try to put your question into a question for everyone else to digest. I will get to them. If I can't, I do apologize. I think it's going to be an interesting year, Andy. I think a lot of things are going to happen, but it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
Cool. Just keep doing that.
another good season. And yeah, we're still a few months out here, well, 3 or 4 months out now. But with all the moves that are already happening, it's only going to get better. I'm already looking forward to the training camp. I hope the training camp gets here quick. I can't wait to see what other additions we bring into the locker room who's on at our training camp. Maybe never know. Maybe we'll get some access to that here at Thumb Fed Talk. Try to get down there, maybe do a little training camp interview live or something. That'd be cool. Just got to reach out to some certain contacts and see if we can make something like that happen.
But it's we got some things behind closed doors that we can't divulge to our loyal listeners and followers. But what yes, that we may have on. You know, Joe Pace is coming on tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. What day is it? Friday. I mean Sunday. He's coming on Sunday. But there might be some more guests that we're gonna scatter through the summer to keep you guys engaged and fed with Fed hockey. Yes, that is our motto here at Fed Talk to keep you guys fed. Because if I'm
Fed with
fed,
the Fed.
I think everyone should be fed with the Fed.
I have to
But
agree.
yeah, I
That
mean,
is
I think the thing that I'm anxious for, like you said, you're anxious for training camp. I'm anxious to see the schedule.
the
I want to
schedule
see
is a
the
big
schedule so
thing.
I can pick.
Dude, I can't wait. I want to plan accordingly. I believe I said a last pod. I want to see us open on the road against Binghamton. It would be amazing to go as a Vision veterans to have them boys that came so close to watch that banner raised in their face. You will light a whole different fire, and I would love it. I would love to see it. That determination of having that happen in your face would just be tremendous. The capability of our boys already is so great. Just to imagine them digging even deeper than what they did last year. I mean, come playoff time, man, we were banged up. We had our squad. We play hard. Our style of hockey puts a very good taxation on the body, and a lot of them were beat up. But we kept our
Mhm.
legs for all of our games, all through the playoffs. That's conditioning. That's style training camp. That's the style of practice we carry to keep everybody just going and be ready. They play for the hard moments, and our team don't have a problem playing in them hard moments. They can perform. We go with our most trusted players at that time. It's not saying the players that are out there are the most skilled, but they're putting the players out there that they know can get the job done when the opportunity presents itself.
I like what Rick said. Rick is a member of Thumb Fed Talk, part time member, to be honest with you, with his schedule and everything like that. And but he wants to see the divisions, the schedule and what divisions will be this year because it's going to be interesting because you got three California teams, you got Minnesota, it's scattered.
That's another
Excuse
thing
me,
I'm
folks.
wondering too. With the Minnesota team, you got Topeka out that way. That's one thing I'm looking forward to. Who are we going to see a lot of? I mean, Minnesota's it's still a good drive, but we got Minnesota. I'll call it nearby. We've got Indy. Obviously, we've got Motor City, but I'm hoping we see a lot of out of division opponents. I know last year we didn't get to see like Athens, Monroe, uh, Columbus. We didn't get to play PD, which in my aspects, I think we would have probably kicked their ass because ain't no better cat than a prowler. But we'll
Yeah,
never know. Took their ball and went home.
but like you got three California teams. Two of them are already named. You got the Forenzo Falcons. They're kicking it old school. Oceanside is not named. I hope they're getting their name settled here. I think next week or something like that. I don't quote me, folks. And then Stockton just announced their name. What Thursday? They are
Yep.
called the Stockton Thunder. They're kicking it old school again. But their jerseys, in my opinion, folks, are pretty sick. I think they are sick. I mean, these jerseys behind me, like the flags. Andy has a flag jersey behind. A little more primo. A little more.
Yep.
You can't beat
That's
those.
one
But them
that's
jerseys,
that's one thing I'm liking right now. These new teams are kicking it back to old roots. If it ain't broke, don't
mhm,
fix it, ladies and gentlemen. I
yeah,
have to say it. And I mean I have to agree with Richard as well. These new Stockton jerseys are very, very nice. Scott Brand, we'll send down our sizes for you, brother. Us here at Thumb Fed Talk would love one. I mean, you can even put Thumb Fed Talk on the back. We'd like that, but just busting your
yeah.
balls a little bit. Got to do that.
I mean, they got what do they got? They got. I mean, look here, folks. They got a home
Three.
jersey. They got three jerseys, right? Let's
Yeah, no,
find
my
them real
third one.
quick. Let me
Mr.
find it here, folks. They have a They have three. They have a home black jersey, pretty cool. Away jersey. It looks like they got Zeus on the front of it, or Thor. I'm pretty sure it's Thor.
Yeah,
Then the third jersey just says Thunder across the chest. But the fourth, they have four jerseys. This fourth one is glow in the dark.
that's gonna be neat.
Whoa.
That coming out to the arena darkened and that thing just glowing. That's pretty sharp. That's a good idea over there. The marketing out there in California and just the fan group alone is going to be insane. I know we're one of the teams that we said we're going, and for our boys to make that trip out there, I'm 99% sure it's gonna be by airplane. But getting out to them markets are just badass. I mean, they put the product out there is gonna be phenomenal. I know the arenas, they're two of them are historic. Oceanside's never had anything like that, but that is damn near a brand new arena. They are home to the G League team, one of the NBA G League teams. And I follow a YouTuber, Jesser. He does basketball content,
Love Jessica.
and he has actually done something in the Oceanside Arena there, and it's a badass facility. So it's going to be pretty cool traveling out to Cali to these state of the art facilities, and even the retro throwback ones.
And I think Scott was saying yesterday that majority of their season tickets are pretty much sold.
Yeah, that's how you do it. I mean, they're hungry for it out there. It's great. It's gonna the revenue that's gonna be coming off for these teams and into the Federal League is just gonna be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I was a biggest hater on this whole California expansion, but by the way the sounds of it, they've put all the right steps in place to make this successful. Hell, never know. We could see Alaska next year. I know people are probably going to say, "Oh, that's nuts. That's stupid. Why would you do that?" If the market's there and they can subsidize travel, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want your league to grow and continue to grow like that, to have them unique markets, to have a whole different batch of players? You just never know what's going to happen here in the Fed. That's always an interesting time.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what's next year gonna fold? Like, yeah, some of us is looking for this year, but it's you got to have that thought in the back of your mind. What happens next year? What's
No.
going to happen? Are we going to have 20 teams, 30 teams? I know the goal is to have 30 teams, but where? Like Scott Brand said, they have a plan. Us fans are just going to have to wait.
Yeah. The transparency, that is one thing Scott had said. They're trying to make it more transparent for us fans, which it should be. But they're not going to announce something to where, oh, this, let's say Fort Worth is looking to bring a Fed team in. Until they know that the ownership is vetted and that this is going to be a possible and stable market, that the ownership's stable, they're not going to announce it to us. We don't have the right to know it at that point. They're not going to get fans' hopes up in that area. They don't want to stain their name. Yes, our name is somewhat stained on some things, but we're trying to make this as transparent as possible here in the Fed and trying to get that to look better and provide us the fans a better product.
And look at the Motor City Rockers, for example. It took Ken a whole year. A whole year. It went dormant. And Ken had to find the Pacific town, the right town, the market to put Motor City Rockers in. They are playing in Wyandotte, Michigan. That's what, 2 hours from Port Huron, give or take. Still, that's cost savings. Like you can hop on a bus, play a game, and come back home. Perfect.
The amount of travel time and travel money that you're going to save on that from hotels and all that, that's going to be substantial. It makes it worth it. And then to reignite the rivalry that's going to be amazing. I know that's one thing Ken spoke on yesterday at the sponsor dinner was he didn't know if the rivalry would still be there. I mean, within minutes of them announcing that they were at the Yak, there was a post, let's invade. That's what we do. This rivalry ain't going away. Little brother ain't going to get the little trophy, though. We're keeping the sign too. I'm still trying to wonder how we acquired that I-94 sign. I hope that was all legal, but we're going to leave that off.
No, it's not illegal when you come to polo.
I can't. I don't know, but I mean, it's going to be an interesting rival. It's going to be an interesting year. I mean, let's play teams.
It's just good to have them back. I mean,
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting hockey. I mean, and plus, then we won't see Indiana 100 times.
Thank God.
Obviously, I'm overriding on how many because we only play 56 games in the Fed. So don't take it as, oh, you don't know how many games are played because there's a lot of keyboard warriors on everything. But to spruce it up and to switch over and to be able to play different teams, it keeps it more entertaining for the fans. Yes, playing everybody in division last year was good, but at the same time, there was teams like Topeka, Blue Ridge that didn't get to play Binghamton, but you're fighting for the points. Like, make that make sense to me. Scheduling last year was
atrocious.
Yeah. Whoever was
And
in charge of it last year, I see why there's new terms put in place this year to make this be proper.
And I think scheduling is going to be different. Excuse me, folks. I got to sneeze. Nope, it's not there. But yeah, I hope we play Minnesota. I hope we play Indy. I hope we play Motor City. I hope we play the California teams, home and away. I'd like to see variety. I'd like to see our physicality, our prowler hockey, folks, play against teams that don't know what prowler hockey is. I know that's probably getting old, but you know what? It's ingrained because you have to play prowler hockey. If you don't know what prowler hockey is, well, you don't know prowler hockey. Right, Andy?
Yes, sir. It's so unique. It is a mix of the fast-paced Euro-style hockey that everybody's becoming, but with the grittiness of the American and Canadian tough guy hockey. It needs to stay around. You get them fights, you get them rivals to where when they hit your arena, when their fans come, you're just like, God, why are you ugly? It's just one of those things. But at the end of the
And
day,
our
that's one thing we
and
can all check out at the end, and a lot of fans need to know this too. Yes, they're the diehards. Yes, they're the ones that this is war. But once that final bell rings, a lot of us as fans need to realize they're all people too. I
yep.
see it a lot. Like, don't get me wrong. Between me and my son, Everett Thompson, I know well, here, I'll word this. Everybody that comes through McMorrin, Everett Thompson especially, he was heckled so much last year. But he's one of my golden gophers. I'd love to get on this pod just to show that look at, yeah, I heckled him. I know he hates us. He hates us. He hates when he comes to Port Huron. But at the end of the day, it's just a damn hockey game. And it's an awesome time.
And like I said, folks, at the beginning of this, we have a list of people that we're going to get on. Andy slipped and said a guy that is on the list, but that's a little teaser for later, folks. But yeah, we have a list of people we want on. I can't tell you the list. Andy told you a name, Everett Thompson. If this makes it back to Everett Thompson, Everett, shoot us an email. We would love to get you on. But other than that, folks, I think we covered the draft. We covered this Sunday at 4 p.m. Tune in. We have the legend, Joe Pace, with the what? Leading penalty minutes, you said?
1,852 penalty minutes, 531 games played in the Fed, both at the top of the category. Guy known for his grit, his toughness, and his all around hockey IQ. I don't know too many that have been a coach, an assistant coach, a GM, a director of hockey operations, a CEO, and still strapped and still laced up his skates. Well, I mean, they were already pre-laced. I know he didn't take them laces off. They were probably the same laces that he used on his first pair because he's just that gritty.
And the cool thing about that is, folks, yes, the sun's going down, sun's behind the clouds. At least we're in the cool stages of summer for now until we get hot again. But the cool thing about getting Pacer on is now we get to pick his brain. What's his thoughts about going to California? What's his thoughts about the expansion draft and the dispersal draft? What's his thoughts? Not a whole lot of people get the opportunity to ask a legend. I'm going to say a legend because he is a legend in Port Huron's Mount Rushmore of players, his thoughts.
I'm going to actually go one step further, Richard. After this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go on to our Facebook, Thumbfed Talk, and make a post. If you, the fans, have any questions for Joe Pace, comment below on this post that I'm going to make. Obviously, I'll see your name on it. I'm going to write down a few good ones. If I don't pick your question, I am sorry. You know, we only have so much time with the busy firefighter that Joe Pace is doing his service out there in Biloxi. Awesome thing to see that life moves on in the Fed, and he's still physically fit and probably whoop anybody's ass that stepped up to him.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I think I like that. Getting fans of Joe Pace or fans of Fed hockey to ask the legend himself questions. And like Andy said, he's going to pick a couple. Maybe put them in a hat and draw them out. But you know what, folks? At the end of the day, folks, at the end of the day here at Thumbhead Talk, we have a goal in mind, folks. Yes, we're small. We're up and coming. We're growing day by day. Two things. One thing I'm going to ask. Share, comment, subscribe to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We have all that. Soon, very soon, hoping soon, we may have a Twitter. Maybe. I don't know. X or whatever the heck you want to call it. That will help us grow the channel. Our goal in mind, folks, is 500. 500. We want to hit a goal of 500 subscribers on YouTube or other platforms. You like it on Facebook, hop over to YouTube. like it there. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones about us. We're growing, folks. Help us grow because step 2, because if you help us grow, we will keep you
Fed with the Fed.
fed with the Fed, folks. You have a lovely evening. Enjoy your weekend, folks. Thank you for tuning on this another episode of Thumb Fed Talk. Andy,
See you
talk to you
Sunday.
later, my friend.